You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 12th of March. PM Modi attends Mauritius National Day celebrations, receives nation's highest honor. Families wait in agony as Pakistan train hijack crisis continues. And Nepal seeks PM Modi's attendance in Medain Sagarmatha Samvad. And now for all the details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi marked a significant diplomatic milestone as he participated in Mauritius' 57th National Day celebrations as the chief guest. The Grand Parade witnessed Indian Navy and Air Force contingents showcasing their skills, underscoring the strong ties between the two nations. The highlight of the day, PM Modi being conferred with Mauritius' highest honor for his efforts in strengthening bilateral relations. A report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi participated in the 57th National Day celebrations of Mauritius as the chief guest, where he witnessed a grand parade alongside his Mauritian counterpart, Prime Minister Navinchandra Ramgoolam. The Indian Navy took part in the parade with a marching contingent, while an Indian Navy helicopter, the Akash Ganga skydiving team from the Indian Air Force, also participated in the festivities. During the celebrations, Prime Minister Modi was conferred with the highest national honor of Mauritius, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and Key of the Indian Ocean, for his contribution to strengthening bilateral ties between India and Mauritius. PM Modi dedicated the award to the Indian diaspora in Mauritius, praising their role in building the nation's vibrant and diverse culture.
This is not just my honor. It is the honor of 1.4 billion Indians. It is a tribute to the centuries-old cultural and historical bonds of kinship between India and Mauritius.
His distinguished presence on this momentous occasion is testimony to the unique and very special relations which bind our two countries. It will be recalled that while formal diplomatic relations were established in 1948, our people-to-people ties go back to centuries.
Earlier in the day, the Indian Prime Minister also held bilateral talks with Mauritian counterpart Ramgoolam, where both sides decided to raise the partnership to an enhanced strategic partnership. Prime Minister Modi's visit also saw the signing of several key memorandums of understanding aimed at deepening bilateral cooperation. Prime Minister Modi also inaugurated the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Public Service and Innovation alongside PM Ramgoolam. Additionally, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the Civil Service College and an area health center, both built with Indian grant assistance, further reinforcing India's commitment to Mauritius's capacity building and healthcare infrastructure.
And Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Jio has entered into a strategic partnership with Elon Musk's SpaceX to introduce Starlink satellite internet services in India. This collaboration marks a significant development in India's growing satellite broadband sector and highlights a surprising turn after months of tension between the two business giants over spectrum allocation. This comes weeks after Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with Elon Musk in Washington, where they discussed issues including space, mobility, technology and innovation. As part of the agreement, Reliance Jio will stock Starlink equipment across its extensive network of retail stores, providing Starlink with a powerful distribution channel throughout India. This move follows a similar partnership between Starlink and Bharti Airtel, India's second largest telecom provider, underscoring the increasing momentum in the country's satellite internet market. The partnership with both companies is conditional on Starlink obtaining final government approval, which has been pending since 2022 due to national security concerns. However, analysts believe that the collaboration with Indian companies could improve Starlink's chances of securing the necessary licenses. And a security operation by the Pakistani forces was underway to rescue hostages held by separatist militants who hijacked a train in southwestern Pakistan on Tuesday. A report.
Pakistani security forces are racing against time to rescue dozens of hostages still held by separatist militants who hijacked a train in southwestern Pakistan on Tuesday. According to Pakistan's state-run Radio Pakistan, 155 passengers have been rescued so far, while several others remain captive. Visuals from the scene showed security forces escorting rescued passengers to safety in Quetta early Wednesday, where anxious relatives awaited their arrival. Tearful family members embraced their loved ones, while others desperately pleaded with officials for news about those still missing. Eyewitnesses who were rescued described scenes of terror inside the train. Officials say the militants wearing suicide vests are complicating rescue efforts by positioning themselves beside hostages, making security interventions riskier.
काफ़ी वो मतलब असला से लेस थे लोग, उन्होंने हमला किया और इसी तरह काफ़ी नुकसान पहुंचाया, आवाम को बहुत डैमेज किया है, आवाम को जख्मी हुए लोग, कुछ फौत हो गए।
दिल के 2 स्टेंट भी डले हुए हैं ऑलरेडी, और वो हार्ट पेशेंट है, वो टैबलेट ना खाएं तो वो उनकी तबीयत खराब हो जाती है। मैंने उनको सुबह एनजी से टैबलेट भी लेकर दी उनको। मैंने कह रहे थे कि यार रऊफ, मुझे एनजी से टैबलेट लेना, अगर मेरी हार्ट बीट तेज़ हो तो मैं फ़ौरन टैबलेट जो है इनहेल कर लूँ। मैंने कहा अबू आप टेंशन ना लें, मैं आपके साथ कांटेक्ट में रहूँगा, आप टेंशन बिल्कुल ना लें। तो अभी तक मेरे वालिद को कुछ पता नहीं है। कांडी सरफराज बुगटी साहब, ये सारे प्यारे खड़े हैं, मेरा भी प्यारा मेरे बाप है, मेरे वालिद साहब है। अगर आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि इसको सर जल्द से जल्द क्लियर करें इस ऑपरेशन को, और हमारे प्यारों का पता चले कि हमारे प्यारे कहाँ पर है।
The Jafar Express, which was traveling from Quetta to Peshawar, was attacked when militants blew up the tracks and opened fire. The attackers seized control of the train, triggering a hostage crisis. The Baloch Liberation Army claimed responsibility for the attack and said the hostages include a significant number of active duty Pakistan Armed Forces personnel who were traveling on leave. The BLA has threatened to execute hostages if it demands the release of Baloch political prisoners, activists, and missing persons are not met within 48 hours. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif condemned the attack, calling it a cowardly attempt to destabilize the country. The government said security forces would continue their operation until all militants are neutralized.
सख्त वक्त है, पूरी कौम पे आई हुई है। बलूचिस्तान में जो हमारी सिक्योरिटी सूरत हाल है वो इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, लेकिन उसके भी अपने अवामिल हैं। तो हुकूमत बलूचिस्तान, हमारी जितनी भी सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेटर्स है, हम जो है सरतोड़ कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि इसको इम्प्रूव करें।
The Baloch Liberation Army is the largest of several armed groups fighting for greater autonomy and control over resources in the mineral-rich Balochistan province, which borders Afghanistan and Iran. The group accuses Pakistan's government of exploiting Balochistan's natural wealth while neglecting its local population. The BLA has previously targeted government installations, military convoys, and Chinese investments in the region.
Afghanistan's humanitarian crisis is worsening as funding cuts severely impact relief efforts, with 23 million people now in need of assistance, according to Rosa Utenbayeva, the UN Secretary General's special representative for Afghanistan. During a recent UN Secretary Council briefing, Utenbayeva warned that reduced financial support has already affected 1.8 million Afghan children. Cutting financial aid to Afghanistan has been problematic and has hampered aid delivery, she said. Utenbayeva also expressed concern over the Taliban's continued curbs on women's rights, including the recent ban on women studying medicine, despite Afghanistan's high maternal mortality rate. She stressed that Taliban decrees restricting women's freedoms have no basis in Islamic teachings and cautioned that the situation for women and girls in Afghanistan is worsening. Since the Taliban's return to power in August 2021, Afghanistan has faced mounting economic hardship and worsening humanitarian conditions. The group's restrictive policies, particularly in women's rights, have deepened the country's isolation and stalled diplomatic efforts for change. And a Dhaka court has ordered the freezing of 124 bank accounts linked to former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her sister Sheikh Rehana and 2 other family members amid allegations of corruption by the interim government, Dhaka Tribune has reported. The order issued by Dhaka Metropolitan Senior Special Judge Mohammad Zakir Hussain Ghalib came in response to a petition filed by the Anti-Corruption Commission on Tuesday. According to a report from the Bangladesh Financial Intelligence Unit, approximately $58 million is held across these accounts, which include those belonging to Hasina's son, Sajib Wajid Joy, and her daughter, Saima Wajid. Additionally, authorities have seized Sudha Sadan, Sheikh Hasina's personal residence, along with other properties. In a separate ruling, the court imposed a travel ban on Sheikh Hasina and her family members over alleged embezzlement in the Rupa nuclear power plant project. The ACC claimed these measures were necessary to prevent the accused from transferring or misappropriating their properties until the investigation concludes. The 4-time Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina fled to India after a public protest escalated into a mass uprising against her regime. Following her ouster, the interim government led by her longtime rival Muhammad Yunus accused Hasina of human rights violations and corruption. Charges the Awami League claims are politically motivated attempts to tarnish her reputation. The Nepal government is preparing to invite Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in the upcoming Sagarmatha Samvad, a high-profile climate dialogue scheduled in May, the Kathmandu Post reported on Tuesday. The inaugural edition of the Sagarmatha Samvad, themed Climate Change, Mountains and the Future of Humanity, aims to unite heads of state, government representatives, climate experts and policy makers. Organizers have planned to invite 160 to 200 foreign delegates, with PM Modi's participation considered a key highlight. Quoting sources at Nepal's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the media report said Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is likely to extend a formal invitation to his Indian counterpart during their anticipated sideline meeting at the 6th BIMSTEC summit in Thailand, scheduled from April 2nd to 4th. A request for a bilateral meeting with the Indian side has been made, and we are hopeful that the 2 prime ministers will meet during the summit, said a senior foreign ministry official to Kathmandu Post. Inspired by global platforms like the World Economic Forum in Davos and the Raisina Dialogue in New Delhi, the Sagarmatha Samvad was originally announced by PM Oli's government in 2019 as a premier platform for climate diplomacy in the Himalayan region. If confirmed, it will be 6th visit of Indian Prime Minister Modi to Nepal. His attendance would also align with India's broader commitment to supporting the Himalayan region, which is particularly vulnerable to climate impacts. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.